Welcome to the Amber Shows. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Glad to see you. Hope this is over the hump day for you, and the weekend you'll be off. So you only have 2 more days to go after today. Okay, let's get down with some good news for today. I'm out of the bed like last night, and I want to hurry up and get out of this sun. Okay, I was trying to think of the movie I was talking about that I wanted to see. Also, I want to see Entourage. I wanted to see Spy. I want to see Entourage, and I want to see Jurassic World. So those are the 3 movies that are out that are really supposed to be popping right now. Entourage has not so far, at least for opening weekend, did not do as well as everyone thought it was going to do. Spy topped everything. Jenny McCarthy, do you think she's getting a little bit overexposed? She is very funny, but she does play the same type of roles all the time. She did Bridesmaids, where she really became popular. She did Identity Theft, which was really funny, and now she's in Spy. So I hope she's not overexposing herself, because I really like her, and maybe I can have a break in between her comedy. But one thing, when you're hot, and that's the time you're supposed to strike. So good for you, Jenny McCarthy. Also, Atlantic City. Atlantic City is dying out. I always loved Atlantic City because from the East Coast, so we've gone to Atlantic City a lot. My family and I, friends and I, we go to Atlantic City. We've stayed overnight. We've gambled. We've been in the water at the beaches, having really good times, looking fabulous. Ridden down the boardwalk in one of the gondolas where the guys are holding you up in a buggy, and we've ridden in them. Styled. I've been at Taj Mahal. I've been to Donald Trump's actual private birthday party that I was invited to by one of his photographers, who is my very good friend, who has recently passed away, Barry Telesnik. So now Atlantic City seems to be dying out, and I'm really sorry to hear about that. So many of the casinos have closed. Showboat has closed. Taj Mahal has closed. Trump Palace is still open, but not doing well. They may be closing completely. About 8,000 people have lost jobs, including city workers who worked, for the city in that area. In the 80s, it was the place to be. Atlantic City, the major fights of the day were there. Mike Spinks fought there. Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran III. Evander Holyfield, and even George Foreman has fought there. At one time, Vegas could not even compete with Atlantic City. But now that seems to be history. Now, as Caesar himself is dead. The casino isn't actually dead, Caesar's yet, but their sister casino, Showboat, they did close down, and Caesar's not saying as to whether or not they'll be filing Chapter 11 as well. When Trump Plaza closed, the workforce there, they lost 6,000 employees, about 20% of Atlantic City's hospitality workforce just out of work. The fascination of slot machines seems to be over with. Now you got to make it fun, because slot machines are in so many other places now. You can play it online. There are other casinos now that have opened up in New York, up in Yonkers in New York, where I've been there as well. We have casinos also in Pennsylvania. So slot machines is not going to be what's going to bring you to Atlantic City anymore. I think you got to make Atlantic City really fun again. It's the beach. Atlantic Ocean is really how it started, where it was supposed to be at first. And that's what they need to bring back, the fun of the Atlantic City Ocean, the boardwalk, do it over. The boardwalks used to have so many different fun foods, restaurants and foods. Now the foods you can only get really are at the casinos, which is totally overpriced, and the bathrooms are very few now, and also changing rooms. You used to have changing rooms so that you can put on your bikinis and your swimsuits and go out into the ocean. All that is almost a thing of the past. The all-time high revenue of Atlantic City from the last 8 years was $5.2 billion, and it has now fallen by more than 50%. The streets on the boardwalk were actually named with an inspiration for the Monopoly game. So this was a really, really popular town. It was the first home of the Miss America pageant. So what happened was, I think they put all their eggs in one basket. Everything was just casino, casino, and they forgot about the fun part of the town for the children, the food on the boardwalk, the people who weren't gambling, and Atlantic City Ocean. They used to also have beautiful rides on the boardwalk. They don't have that anymore. The food, the restaurant, the carnival rides. Now there's only, just like I said, overpriced food in the casinos. And there are also distant parking now, expensive parking. The Steel Pier, that's where they used to have the carnival rides, and now it looks like a local church carnival just bolted to the boards. The beach is beautiful. The town would do so much better bringing people to the beach and having great food again. They used to have the pretzels, and the hot pretzels. They used to have the bread with the sugar powder on it, and great seafood and oysters and clams. All that should be brought back. So if you want to know what went wrong with Atlantic City, there it is. And if you want to know what went right with Atlantic City, there it is. Home of the first Miss America pageant. Let's bring some of these things back. Atlantic City was a resort. It's Atlantic County, New Jersey. That's where it's actually at, right on the border of the Atlantic Ocean. It was incorporated May 1st, 1854. By 1874, almost 500,000 passengers a year came by railroad. Morgan Stanley recently bought one of the casinos there called the Revel, and the Revel Entertainment were the developers. Well, it turns out there was so much money that needed to be put into it, and they had such a huge Con Edison bill that Morgan Stanley actually pulled out. So now they are left with not enough money, and that Revel has also closed, and that was going to be their savior, supposedly their savior. So the highest unemployment rate in the United States is in Atlantic City. Let's say congratulations to American Pharoah, won the Triple Crown. That is amazing. This is the first horse to win the Triple Crown in 37 years. Only the 13th horse to ever win the Triple Crown. Right now, American Pharoah is basking in all the money and the glory, and American Pharoah will also now just retire and just go somewhere on a resort himself and enjoy life. And if you want to stud American Pharoah, it's $100,000 to impregnate your horse by American Pharoah. So he is the highest paid stud going. Now that's pimping. Also, Floyd Mayweather, he was in the strip club. He's known for taking stacks of $1 million, $50,000, $500,000 to strip clubs, and instead of making it rain, he makes it hurricane. There's a certain amount of girls that are allowed to work on that particular night, and the money just flows. So he was just in Houston, and he had $35,000 in singles, and he just let it hurricane in less than 5 minutes. McKinney, Texas, the tension is still real high there over the pool party incident, and Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam's men, have gone down to make sure that black people are protected there. You know, Texas is one of those are the real old, good old boys, they call them, who they are very racist there, and they will, you know, they bear arms, and people are found hung in Texas still, right now to this day. So the Minister Farrakhan's boys, men are down there. They are called the new Black Panthers, and they said tensions are rising, but they're trying to keep everything calm and protect the people that are involved in the protests. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. That sun is beaming down. So I hope you enjoy your day. Glad that you came to see me. Please come back and see me again later. I'll have more news later this evening. And thank you for coming to the Amber Shows. Please give me a thumb up. I really appreciate that. And have a wonderful rest of the day.